Have you ever worn underwear that seemed fine in the morning, but by evening left you itchy, uncomfortable, or strangely irritated? Are you over 60 and wondering if something as simple as your daily underwear choice could be affecting your health in ways you never realized? And what if just one small change in your underwear habits could protect you from infections, irritation, and even boost your confidence again? If any of that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Ladies, especially those in their 60s and beyond, it's time we had an honest conversation. Believe it or not, your underwear habits could be quietly working against your health without you even noticing. From common materials to overly tight styles, these daily choices might be increasing your risk of irritation, infections, or even making you feel less secure in your own skin. Doctors have identified 8 underwear habits that many older women are guilty of. But the good news is, they're all easy to change. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because habit number 6 might completely shift how you think about comfort and daily wear. It's a subtle detail that could make a world of difference in how you feel every single day. We're going to walk through each one of these habits together so you can feel freer, healthier, and more at ease in your body again. And that's not just about comfort, it's about reclaiming your daily confidence. Before we dive in, I'd truly appreciate it if you'd like this video. It helps me keep spreading these important health lessons for aging well. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any future content designed to support you on your journey. And just to keep it simple, if you find this video helpful, drop a number 1 in the comments. If not, comment 0. Your feedback helps me make each video better for you. Now, let's get into it. Mistake 1. Squeezing into tight underwear or shapewear. Let me paint a picture for you. I was preparing for my 50th high school reunion, a celebration I'd been looking forward to for months. Like many of us, I wanted to look my best. So, I pulled out my go-to shapewear, the one that promises a sleeker silhouette, smoother curves, and a red carpet-ready look. Wiggling into it was a feat in itself, but once I stood in front of the mirror, I felt victorious. Everything looked tucked, toned, and polished. But fast forward a couple of hours, and that sense of triumph faded fast. The third song into the evening, I was counting down the minutes until I could escape to the restroom and peel it off. My skin was flushed and irritated, my ribs ached, and instead of feeling glamorous, I felt trapped and uncomfortable. Dermatologists and doctors have a clear message. Tight underwear and shapewear do much more than shape your figure. They can negatively affect your health. Compression from tight undergarments might seem harmless at first, but it can quietly disrupt your body in more ways than one. When that fabric clings too closely, it can reduce healthy blood flow, leading to discomfort, numbness, or even nerve-related pain over time. For older women, whose skin becomes more delicate and whose circulation naturally slows with age, the impact is even more significant than it might be for younger bodies. And it's not just about tightness. When fabric traps moisture close to the skin, it creates a warm, damp environment that yeast and bacteria thrive in. The result? Unwelcome guests like infections, rashes, or irritation that no one wants to deal with. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. After that glamorous reunion night in my shapewear, I woke up the next morning with an angry rash that had me making a quick call to my dermatologist. Her advice? It was time to reevaluate not just my underwear drawer, but the standards I'd set for comfort and confidence. Beyond the physical discomfort, there's also an emotional cost to wearing something that doesn't serve your body. As women, we've been conditioned, sometimes for decades, to prioritize how we look over how we feel. We squeeze ourselves into garments that promise to flatten, smooth, lift, and hide. But isn't this chapter of life meant for something different? Shouldn't comfort, health, and freedom come first? Here's the truth. Confidence doesn't come from forcing yourself into a smaller shape. It comes from feeling good in your own skin, moving without restriction, and dressing for your well-being. That's where real beauty shines. The solution? Step away from constricting shapewear and overly tight underwear. Embrace comfort-focused pieces that still offer style and support. Seek out soft, breathable fabrics like cotton or bamboo blends. These natural materials allow your skin to breathe and regulate moisture, while providing gentle support where needed. High-waisted cotton briefs or seamless bamboo underwear offer a smooth, flattering fit without squeezing or digging in. If you still want some shaping for special occasions, choose lightweight, breathable shapewear made for short-term wear, and always limit it to just a few hours. Check the labels for natural fibers, and avoid anything that feels more like a tourniquet than underwear. Your body has carried you this far. It deserves to be honored, not punished. Treat it to undergarments that feel like a soft hug, not a chokehold. Because at this stage of life, you're not dressing to impress anyone else. You're dressing to feel vibrant, comfortable, and fully alive. 2. Sleeping in underwear. Now, let me tell you a little secret. I used to think sleeping without underwear was, well, a little scandalous. Growing up in a traditional household, modesty was everything. The idea of going to bed without pajamas, or at least a proper pair of cotton panties, was practically unheard of. A proper lady always wore something, right? The thought of going commando under the sheets felt bold, almost rebellious, like breaking an unwritten rule. So when during a routine visit, my gynecologist casually brought up something that stopped me in my tracks. She mentioned that sleeping in underwear might actually be doing more harm than good. At first, I was skeptical. Honestly, I even felt a little defensive. I mean, how could something so ordinary, so ingrained in my nightly routine, be harmful? But then she began to explain the science behind it, and suddenly, everything started to make sense. At night, our bodies naturally crave more freedom, especially in the pelvic area. This region is already warm and prone to moisture, and when we wear tight or synthetic underwear to bed, we're essentially trapping heat and dampness right where bacteria and yeast love to grow. For older women, this becomes an even bigger issue. With age and the hormonal shifts that come with menopause, estrogen levels drop, and the skin and tissues in our pelvic area begin to thin. This leaves us more vulnerable to irritation, dryness, and infections like bacterial vaginosis or yeast overgrowth. In fact, studies show that up to 20% of women deal with recurring yeast infections, and poor ventilation at night is a contributing factor many of us never consider. On top of that, tight underwear, especially those with synthetic fabrics, can cause tiny abrasions on delicate skin, further increasing the risk of discomfort and infection. That was all it took for me to get curious. Nervous but intrigued, I decided to give it a try. That night, I traded my usual underwear for a loose-fitting cotton nightgown. As I climbed into bed, I felt oddly vulnerable, but also a little rebellious, like I was gently rewriting the rules I'd followed for decades. By morning, the difference was undeniable. I felt cooler, fresher, and surprisingly at ease. The usual irritation I'd come to accept had disappeared. I hadn't just improved my comfort, I had given my body the chance to breathe, rest, and recover in a way it hadn't in years. Over time, that small decision evolved into a powerful ritual. With every underwear-free night, I experienced less irritation and more comfort. But it wasn't only about physical health, it was about mindset. It felt like an act of self-respect, like saying, I deserve to feel good in my body, even while I sleep. This wasn't about being bold or breaking rules for the sake of it. It was about tuning in to what my body actually needed. Now, I know that for many women over 50, incontinence is a concern, and rightly so. According to the National Institutes of Health, up to 50% of women in this age group experience some form of it. So yes, the thought of going commando at night might feel risky. But thankfully, there are gentle solutions. Breathable, absorbent bed pads or mattress protectors offer the peace of mind you need without sacrificing air circulation. The solution? Make going commando part of your nightly self-care ritual. Replace your underwear with loose, breathable sleepwear. Think cotton or bamboo nightgowns, relaxed pajama bottoms, or oversized t-shirts. These options allow your skin to breathe freely and reduce the risk of moisture buildup. And if you're still unsure, start small. You don't have to leap, just loosen up. Try sleeping in non-restrictive sleepwear and see how your body responds. Your comfort isn't a luxury, it's a necessity, and you deserve it. Cotton boxer-style sleep shorts can be a game changer. Designed specifically for bedtime comfort, they offer full coverage without squeezing or trapping heat. Brands like Luna and Tommy John have created breathable, stylish options that feel more like loungewear than traditional underwear. If the idea of going commando feels like a big leap, start gradually. Try it just 1 or 2 nights a week and pay attention to how your body responds. You might be surprised by how much better you sleep and how refreshed you feel in the morning. Over time, what once felt unfamiliar may become a cherished part of your nighttime ritual, a small but powerful act of care that honors your comfort and health. If you're still here watching and learning with me, I'd love to know. Drop a comment with the number 1 below. Your time is valuable, and I truly appreciate you spending it with me. Now let's talk about something we've all done without giving it a second thought: wearing the same pair of underwear for too long. Picture this. It's a lazy weekend, the kind where time seems to slow down. You've got nowhere to be, and the couch feels like the coziest place on earth. I recently had one of those weekends. Wrapped in my favorite pajamas, sipping tea, and diving into a good book, I let the day drift by. I didn't bother to change my clothes, or my underwear. What's the harm? I thought. I wasn't sweating or going outside. I was just relaxing, right? But by Sunday evening, a slight itch and an unpleasant odor reminded me that comfort can come with a cost. That lazy weekend turned into a not-so-gentle reminder that even when we're not active, our bodies are. We sweat. We shed skin cells. And the warm, enclosed space of the pelvic region becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. For older women, this issue becomes even more serious. Hormonal shifts, thinner skin, and changes in the immune system increase vulnerability to irritation, rashes, and even infections like UTIs and yeast infections. According to the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, prolonged exposure to moisture and bacteria can disrupt the vaginal microbiome, a delicate balance that plays a major role in preventing infections. What might have been a minor discomfort in your 30s can escalate into something much more troublesome in your 60s or beyond. This is especially true for women managing chronic conditions like diabetes or incontinence, where the risks are even higher. That weekend taught me an unexpected but important lesson. Self-care doesn't take a break just because you're staying home. Now, no matter how relaxed the day is, I make it a point to change into a fresh pair of underwear daily. It's a simple habit, but one that quietly protects your health and preserves your comfort in ways you might not fully realize, until you do. That moment became a turning point, a personal ritual born out of necessity. Now, even on the laziest of days, I never skip changing my underwear. If I've been active, sweating, or managing light incontinence, I don't hesitate to change twice a day. It's like hitting a refresh button for my body and my mindset. One small act that signals, I care for myself today. I've also invested in moisture-wicking underwear, which has been a true game changer. These fabrics help keep irritation at bay, especially during warmer months or on busier days. It's amazing how such a simple habit can make you feel cleaner, more confident, and better prepared to take on anything, even if the day only involves reading on the couch. So here's the fix. Make daily underwear changes a non-negotiable part of your routine, no matter what your day looks like. If you live an active lifestyle, tend to sweat, or experience leaks, consider changing twice a day. And if you're heading out for long errands or travel, keep an extra pair in your bag, just in case. Choose moisture-wicking materials like breathable cotton, bamboo, or performance blends, such as those used by Balance Activewear. These fabrics are gentle on aging skin and help prevent irritation by keeping you dry and comfortable. For women managing incontinence, don't worry. Modern absorbent underwear from brands like Knix or Speaks offers discreet protection without compromising breathability or comfort. Look for styles with built-in liners that feel like your everyday underwear, not medical gear. Think of this habit as a simple but powerful form of self-care, right up there with brushing your teeth or drinking water. It's not about vanity. It's about staying fresh, feeling confident, and being ready for whatever the day brings. Now, let's talk about something many of us have been drawn to at some point: synthetic fabrics. You know the ones. The lacy, silky panties that practically call your name from the store shelf, whispering promises of elegance, allure, and a touch of glamour. I used to fall for their charm every single time, imagining how polished and sophisticated I'd feel slipping into those satiny pairs made of polyester or nylon. But let's be real. Synthetic fabrics might feel glamorous at first, but they're not doing your skin any favors. Wearing them is like wrapping your most delicate area in plastic wrap. They trap heat and moisture, creating the perfect storm for irritation, rashes, and even recurring infections. And as we age, our skin naturally becomes thinner, more sensitive, and less resilient. What once felt flirty and fun in your 40s can quickly turn into persistent discomfort in your 60s and beyond. I learned this the hard way after a miserable week battling skin irritation that no amount of cream could fix. That's when I made the switch to cotton, and I've never looked back. The difference was instant and undeniable, like my body was finally being treated with the care it had long deserved. Choosing cotton and other natural fibers like bamboo changed everything. These breathable fabrics allow for airflow, wick away moisture, and give your skin the freedom to breathe, which significantly lowers the chances of developing bacterial or yeast infections. And it's not just about health. They're incredibly soft, long-lasting, and available in designs that are just as flattering as any high-end synthetic pair. Nowadays, when I browse the underwear aisle, I skip the shiny lace and polyester blends. I walk straight to the breathable basics that feel like a gentle hug for my skin. It's no longer about chasing trends or appearances. It's about feeling good in my body, every single day, without compromise or discomfort. The fix? Make a firm commitment to wearing underwear made from 100% cotton or bamboo for your everyday needs. These natural fabrics are hypoallergenic, kind to sensitive skin, and excellent at keeping you cool and dry. Be sure to check the labels. Some so-called cotton blends still include enough synthetic materials to cause irritation. If you still enjoy a bit of lace for those special moments, look for styles that are cotton-lined with minimal synthetic detailing and save them for short-term wear only. To take your comfort a step further, opt for seamless styles or tagless designs, which help eliminate rubbing and itching around the waist and thighs. And here's a pro tip. Always wash new underwear before wearing it. This simple step helps remove any leftover dyes or manufacturing chemicals that could aggravate your skin. By choosing breathable, natural fabrics, you're making a bold, daily choice to prioritize your well-being. It's like giving your body a standing ovation every single day. No itching, no irritation, just comfort and confidence. If you're still watching and enjoying these tips, please comment the number 2 below to let me know you're still with me. Your support means the world. Now let's talk about something most women don't like to bring up: leaks. A few years ago, I started to notice something that caught me off guard. Little leaks here and there, when laughing at a good joke, sneezing during allergy season, or even during a quick walk to catch the bus. At first, I brushed it off. Just a normal part of getting older, right? A simple panty liner seemed to do the trick. I'd slip one in and carry on with my day without giving it a second thought. But I soon realized that ignoring those small leaks was more than just inconvenient. It was a mistake. Over time, I noticed growing irritation in that area. There was a faint, lingering odor that didn't go away even with regular washing. And eventually, I developed a urinary tract infection that left me uncomfortable and concerned. That's when I knew I had to take this more seriously. Doctors and specialists confirm what I experienced. Even small amounts of moisture left sitting against the skin can create the perfect environment for bacteria to grow. That warm, damp space allows harmful microbes to thrive, increasing the risk of infections, rashes, and skin irritation, especially for women over 50 whose skin becomes thinner and more sensitive due to hormonal changes. Urinary tract infections, yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, and skin rashes like dermatitis. These aren't just minor annoyances. For women over 50, the risk of these issues increases significantly. Why? Because declining estrogen levels naturally thin the skin and weaken the pelvic floor, making the vulva more delicate and vulnerable to irritation. What once might have been a minor inconvenience in our younger years can now lead to more serious and persistent problems. Opening up to my doctor about what I was experiencing felt uncomfortable at first, almost embarrassing. But that conversation changed everything. She explained that light incontinence, or stress urinary incontinence, is incredibly common. In fact, studies from the National Institute of Health show it affects nearly half of all women over 50. It's not a sign that you're failing or aging badly. It's simply part of the body's natural evolution. Her advice was clear and compassionate. It's time to rethink how we manage these changes. One of the most empowering shifts I made was switching to underwear specifically designed for light incontinence. These modern styles have moisture-wicking, absorbent layers that keep you dry without any of the bulk or stigma you might associate with traditional incontinence products. I invested in a few pairs from brands like Knix and Speaks, underwear that's both stylish and functional. To feel more secure while out and about, I put together a small just-in-case kit. A discreet pouch with fragrance-free wipes, a spare pair of underwear, and a sealable bag for used items. This tiny adjustment brought back a sense of control. I could laugh freely, sneeze without bracing, and move confidently throughout my day. My doctor also suggested pelvic floor exercises, yes, those famous Kegels, and referred me to a pelvic health physical therapist. Over time, these targeted exercises helped strengthen my core and restore stability where I had lost it. The fix: don't brush off even the smallest leaks. Addressing them head-on not only protects your health, but also helps you reclaim your confidence. Invest in incontinence-friendly underwear made from breathable, absorbent materials like cotton or bamboo with built-in liners. Brands such as Thinx, NYX, and Speaks offer designs that look and feel like regular underwear, not medical garments. Make sure to change promptly if your underwear gets wet, and keep that emergency kit on hand for added peace of mind. And if you haven't yet, schedule a conversation with your doctor or a pelvic health specialist. They can guide you through options such as pelvic floor therapy, lifestyle changes, or in some cases, medical interventions that can make a world of difference. Most importantly, remember, incontinence doesn't define you. It's just one part of your journey, and it's a manageable one. Now let's talk about a mistake many of us make without thinking twice: wearing thongs or tight underwear styles too often. I'll be honest, last summer, in a moment of nostalgia and bravery, I decided to give thongs another shot. Something about them made me feel bold, like I was channeling the confident spirit of my 20s. I picked out a lacy pair that looked cute and promised a no-show silhouette under summer dresses. I thought wearing that lacy thong would make me feel sleek and confident under my favorite fitted dress. Instead, I spent most of the day shifting uncomfortably, constantly adjusting and grimacing through the irritation. By evening, I wasn't just physically sore. I was emotionally drained from the constant discomfort. Doctors caution that tight underwear, especially thongs, can cause more trouble than they're worth for women over 50. Our skin naturally becomes thinner and more delicate with age due to lower estrogen levels. The friction from tight fabrics can create tiny micro tears in the vulva and perineum, sensitive areas that need gentle care, not constant rubbing. And it doesn't stop there. These micro tears can act as doorways for bacteria, increasing the risk of infections like bacterial vaginosis or recurring yeast infections. Thongs, in particular, can function like a highway for bacteria. They make it alarmingly easy for microbes such as E. coli to travel from the rectum to the urethra, leading to urinary tract infections. When I heard this, I was stunned. The very garment I thought was giving me confidence was silently compromising my health. Our bodies deserve underwear that supports, not punishes, us. Once I made the switch to soft, full-coverage briefs, my quality of life changed. Styles like boy shorts or hipsters, especially those made from breathable cotton or bamboo, not only felt better, but also dramatically reduced skin irritation. I wasn't fidgeting all day, and my skin looked and felt healthier. I could move freely and confidently without a second thought about what I was wearing. The fix: let go of tight styles and thongs in favor of full-coverage underwear designed with comfort and wellness in mind. Look for breathable fabrics like organic cotton or bamboo that wick away moisture and allow air to circulate. Choose designs with soft seams, wide waistbands, and flat edges that prevent pinching or digging into the skin. If you're still worried about panty lines, seamless or laser-cut styles offer a smooth look under clothing without compromising your comfort. Brands like Jockey, Hanes, and MeUndies offer modern, attractive options that put your health first, without making you feel like you're giving up style. Your body has been through so much, it deserves kindness, softness, and support. And when you're no longer at war with your underwear, you'll notice your confidence rising, effortlessly. Now, let's talk about something that feels harmless but could be quietly affecting your health: holding on to old underwear. I used to feel proud of being frugal. I'd keep underwear until the elastic gave out, the edges frayed, or holes appeared, thinking, they're still wearable, right? But that habit came back to bite me. After weeks of persistent irritation and a rash that wouldn't go away, no matter what cream I used, I finally learned the truth. Old underwear can become a breeding ground for bacteria, yeast, and even allergens. Those tiny tears and worn-out fibers may not seem like much, but they can trap microbes deep in the fabric even after washing. As our skin becomes more sensitive with age, these worn-out garments can cause more harm than good. Poor fit and sagging fabric can lead to chafing, discomfort, and recurring infections. Doctors now recommend replacing underwear every 6 to 12 months, especially after infections like UTIs or yeast infections. Why? Because even trace amounts of bacteria can linger in the fabric and trigger another round of discomfort. Letting go of my old favorites wasn't easy. Some of those pairs had been with me through vacations, family events, and quiet days at home. But when I finally decided to let them go, I turned it into a small but powerful ritual of self-care. Now, every year, I treat myself to a new set of high-quality cotton underwear. I take my time selecting soft colors and designs that make me feel good, not just physically, but emotionally too. It's like giving myself a thoughtful gift, a reminder that I deserve comfort and care at every stage of life. The change has been surprisingly profound. Not only is my skin less irritated, but I move through my day feeling lighter, fresher, and more at ease in my own body. There's something empowering about knowing that even this small habit, refreshing your underwear, can influence your health and your confidence in such a meaningful way. The fix? Take a moment to audit your underwear drawer. Toss anything that's stretched out, fraying at the seams, faded, or more than a year old. It might feel wasteful at first, but think of it as clearing space for wellness and self-respect. Invest in fresh, breathable pairs made from skin-friendly materials like cotton, bamboo, or modal. Fabrics that are soft, absorbent, and gentle on sensitive skin. Experts recommend replacing underwear every 6 to 12 months. or sooner if you've recently had a UTI or yeast infection. Make this a yearly ritual, maybe around your birthday or at the start of a new season. Choose pieces that not only feel good on your skin, but make you feel confident when you put them on. And if cost is a concern, there are plenty of affordable multi-pack options from trusted brands like Fruit of the Loom or Amazon Essentials. Remember, it's not about having dozens of pairs. It's about choosing quality over quantity. Your body has carried you through so much. It deserves this small but significant investment in comfort and care. If you're still with me and finding these lessons helpful, please take a moment to comment the number 3 below. It lets me know you're here, you're engaged, and you're taking this journey alongside me. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. Now let's talk about something many people overlook: what you're washing your underwear with. For years, I equated clean with strength. The stronger the detergent, the better, right? I'd load up my laundry with heavily scented detergent, believing it would leave my clothes and especially my underwear smelling extra fresh. But over time, I began to notice something odd. Even freshly laundered underwear left my skin itchy, red, and irritated. I couldn't figure out why, until a doctor visit revealed the surprising culprit: harsh detergents. Many popular laundry detergents contain a cocktail of chemicals, dyes, artificial fragrances, enzymes, and foaming agents like sodium lauryl sulfate. These ingredients don't always rinse out completely, especially from the delicate fibers in your underwear. Instead, they linger on the fabric and end up resting directly against some of the most sensitive skin on your body. For women over 50, this is an even bigger issue. As estrogen levels decline with age, the skin, especially around the vulva, becomes thinner and more prone to irritation. That natural barrier we once had isn't as strong, making it much easier for chemicals left in our laundry to trigger inflammation, rashes, or even contact dermatitis. These hidden irritants can do more than cause a simple itch. They can actually disrupt the delicate vaginal microbiome, making your body more vulnerable to infections. That revelation was a wake-up call, so I made a shift that truly changed everything. I swapped out my usual detergent for a fragrance-free, hypoallergenic alternative, one specifically formulated for sensitive skin. Brands like 7th Generation Free and Clear or All Free Clear became my go-to. To be extra cautious, I started adding an additional rinse cycle to every load, just to make sure no harsh residue was left behind. I also began washing my underwear separately. No more tossing them in with rougher items like jeans or towels. That small change gave my underwear a gentler clean and drastically reduced the chance of cross-contamination. The result? The itching stopped. My skin calmed down. And for the first time in a while, my underwear became something I looked forward to wearing instead of something I dreaded. The fix is surprisingly simple. Switch to a gentle, fragrance-free, hypoallergenic detergent that's made for sensitive skin. Look for labels that say free and clear, dermatologist tested, or fragrance-free. These are your allies. Skip the fabric softeners and dryer sheets. Those may leave behind invisible coatings that can irritate your skin, especially as it becomes thinner and more sensitive with age. Run an extra rinse cycle, especially if you're prone to skin sensitivities, and wash your underwear separately in small loads for a more delicate cleanse. Here's a bonus tip. For brand new underwear, soak them before their first wash in a mix of 1 part white vinegar to 4 parts water. This helps remove any leftover manufacturing chemicals that might be hiding in the fabric. It's a simple act of care, but it speaks volumes about how much you respect your body. And there you have it. We've uncovered 8 common underwear habits that might be stealing your comfort and health, along with practical steps to reclaim both. Each change is small on its own, but together, they add up to a more vibrant, confident, and healthier you. Because you deserve to feel amazing in your skin. Not someday, but today. So, what's one thing you've learned from this video that's making you reconsider your underwear drawer? Maybe it's time to ditch that old shapewear, or finally commit to breathable cotton. Share your favorite takeaway in the comments below and let us know how you'll put it into action. Your story might just inspire another woman to make a change too. If this video helped you, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint for more heartfelt, real-life health tips that help you thrive in your golden years. Wishing you good health, lasting happiness, and a peaceful heart. And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint.